Hello, Earthling peeps out there. I have a new video. This is very different from the other videos I post. It's not a singing light language video. It is a singing, or it does involve singing, but it's not a light language or soul chant video. And it's not a video to do about my other topics with channeling and all that. Although, it does have to do about awakening, okay? My awakening process and my continued journey with awakening, okay? So before I get into it, if you see that you like my videos and that if you could do me a huge favor, if you have not subscribed yet or hit like on my videos, please, if you can, it's a huge favor to me. It helps with the algorithm and getting my videos more out there, and that's great because I'm trying to get the message of love, peace, light, and supporting each other, supporting humanity, in a good, positive direction. So that's my hopes with trying to get my videos more out there. That's it. Okay, so today's video is a little bit about my backstory. I'm going to be performing a song that I wrote, and sorry, the lighting is not good. I'll let you know that now. I can't do anything about it. It's the only place where I have electric access, and that, I mean, I could set it all up outside, but that would just take me a lot more work and probably bother the neighbors because I'd be on my microphone and that, especially on a Sunday when people want to have their peaceful time, So anyway, so I do apologize about the lighting. Getting back to things, this is a video about my awakening journey and my continued awakening journey. But I will definitely tell you that I'm a complete different person from how I was several years ago. And even from, say, a couple years ago, totally changed my mindset on things. I, like many, was caught up in the fear narrative, the guilt narrative, the whole shame and that, because that's the conditioning. Fear, guilt, shame, all the things that are not positive, right? And you get in that cycle, and it's a hamster wheel, and it's very hard to get off. Now, I will tell you that for me, a lot of, our soul contracts, I can't explain it, okay? And some might not like this. If you don't like this, feel free to scroll and find other videos, okay? But in my belief system and what my views are, okay, so this is just my personal views, is that we have life contracts, and unfortunately with our contracts that we make on the other side, we agree to go through certain experiences, and they're not all rainbows and unicorns and because you're not going to learn from that, right? Unfortunately, we have to take the bad with the good, with our experiences, okay, to help our souls grow, okay? Well, I don't want to say have to take the bad, but we will experience bad things, right? That happen in our lives, okay? But it's not meant, I don't believe it's meant as a punishment, and that I do believe in reincarnation. And if we did things that harmed others in our previous lives, well, you reap what you sow. It's not about judgment or punishment, but it is about consequences and learning from our mistakes, right? Even if we don't have a memory of those mistakes we made, all of it is about finding ways to grow our our soul, our expanding our soul, okay, so that we can come to a place of love and compassion and empathy. And sometimes, unfortunately, we, for whatever reason, agree to certain things that happen to us that could easily turn us to hating the world, hating ourselves. And, you know, I really, I couldn't sit there and explain to all of you all the answers or something, because I don't have all the answers. I'm only going on my views and what I believe about this and the struggles that we have. So what I'm going to tell you now has to do about my past and my journey into my continuing awakening process. I was brought up in a strong religious household, and my family, my parents and that, don't get me wrong, they love me, okay? And that, but I am from an older generation. And I come from a life where, you know, certain things you don't talk about. So I couldn't talk about the things that happen, like on a spiritual level. I was dealing with, I had good things, but I didn't understand, right? Like I had stuff to do with ETs and experiences like that, and I was having spirits all the time. I was encountering different spirits. Wasn't allowed to talk about any of that, right? And then on top of all that, I was dealing with also negative people, right? And just a very cruel world in some ways, you know, and having no outlets. And because of that, I went into a downward spiral of hating myself and getting myself in abusive situations. And but the one thing that woke me up, that kept me from continuing in the downward spiral, was always in the back of my mind. I knew that there was a higher being of consciousness, a creator. And my views might be different from yours, but I want you to know I'm not trying to offend anybody. If you believe in the traditional way with God or whatever, believe me, I am not anyone to judge someone else for how they view, and hopefully you won't feel that way to judge me, okay? And because I personally, my viewpoint different. I believe in a God, Goddess, Divine Creator consciousness that is, you know, is there, is around us, is always there, always present. And we have protectors. We have a team of protectors, and that all of us do around us, trying to guide us, trying to look out for us, you name it. They can't sit there and totally just intervene, because we have agreed to go through certain types of situations, sometimes even the most traumatic situations. And I'll be the first to tell you, you know, some people might not like that. If you don't like it, just scroll past. But this is my views. I believe that we go through these things because it's a learning process. It helps us in the end. Even some of the you know, the most awful situations, unfortunately. That, like I said, that's just my view. I was somebody who was attacked violently, and I literally had to talk myself. I had to literally talk to the perpetrators out of my own death. because they were planning on killing me. And so I'm very, very, very lucky to be alive right now. So anyways, I actually have, I'll just go ahead and show you this real quick. This is my story, my nonfiction story. It's not real big. It's available. I'll put the link in the description. It's available on Amazon. This is a book about my, see my little picture on there, and my pink hair. I'm going to get back to that pink hair. About my life and how I overcame so much. I was getting different types of abuse at all angles, dealing with society and non-human entities. I had good experiences with good entities, but I also had some very dark, malevolent beings. So not only was I being bullied and attacked when I was in my years of going to school and everything, but I was being attacked at night, to the point where I would wake up with a high fever, and like just the bed would be soaked with sweat and stuff, because I would be battling. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So there's all kinds of, it all goes on about that in my book, as well as it goes into about my spiraling downward and all the things, and living in haunted houses and everything. Yes, true, very true stuff. And my other family members experiencing stuff. I think it's a generational thing. You know, we all experienced, I mean, I think everybody in their lifetime has some things that they can't explain in that, but it seems like my family is kind of magnets to this stuff. So, you know, as well as the whole ET thing, where my mother even experienced a massive mothership with my grandparents, her parents, and that when she was a teenager, and she swears up and down on it. That's one thing my mom, as strong, religious, and very skeptical person she is, that is one thing she absolutely will not deny about the existence of there being life beyond our planet that's out there in the cosmos. So anyways, now I am going to do for you today a song about back then. When I wrote this song, it was at a time when I was with a man who had addictions, and I did a lot of writing back then. Unfortunately, unfortunately, the song is not the most positive, because back then I was in a victimhood mindset, and because I never got around to loving myself. And when that happened, I was chasing love and looking for it to come from someone else, when the reality was that I was never going to find it, because I didn't love myself. You know, so I was trying to find someone else to give me that, and I put myself in some very bad situations because of it. Anyhow, I wrote this song. It's called Fade, and of course I don't have any music to go back with it, and it is copywritten. But I don't have the music to it, but I can sing how the melody goes. And I'm happy to tell you that my mindset is completely different from back when I wrote this song. So here it goes, and bear with me, because I haven't sang this song in many years, because I don't identify with the victim mindset anymore. So I can't quite, I had to write down the lyrics because I couldn't remember them all. So if I kind of mess up, it's because I'm trying to read my own writing, which is terrible. And so here it goes. Okay, this is called Fade. And bear with me because I've got tremors. I have Lyme, and the tremors have been so bad the last few weeks. So it's just one of my flares going on. Okay, this is Fade. Okay. Let me just tell you this real quick. When I wrote this, I was trying to put myself in the mind of somebody who has addictions. And when I was with my ex-husband, I was trying and hoping so hard to get him to change and get away from it. But the thing was that he was never going to do it. I blindly believed that, he was going to pick me and our children over his addiction. But, they have to be the ones to do it. And what happened was that he, it wasn't that I gave up on him. He gave up on himself. He gave up on himself and gave up on me and the kids. So I had to leave to save my children or our children, and to save myself, right? So, but when I wrote this song, I didn't realize that I was also, not just, I was trying to understand, right, with addiction and why people choose, or not why they choose, but trying to understand their mindset of how they might feel in themselves. And that was because I remembered so many times that my ex-husband would sit there and go on about, he would drink and do drugs and get so messed up. And then like the next day he would have all these feelings of guilt and everything, right? But little did I know that when I was writing this, I was also writing about myself and the shame I felt sticking by this, knowing that no matter how many chances I was giving him, he was just going to do it again. So part of this was my own guilt and shame in that I let, that I kept with me. It was such a terrible burden. But luckily, I left from this when our children were still very young because in fact, our daughter was she just literally turned 4 years old. And I had to protect them because he was getting to where I was afraid he was going to hurt them. He just wasn't in the right place with his mind. And he chose that path, and I had to let go of that. So, sorry, I'm back. I had a little interruption there. My mother has come back home, and so I was just like, please, I'm begging you, I'm trying to record right now. So anyways, but I'm going to go ahead and get into this song. And how I speak now, I hope you can see that I'm not this way anymore. This is how I used to think. So I don't agree with a lot of the stuff I said in this song, because for me now I realize that this was victimhood. But it's good to remember it because it reminds me of where I used to be. Okay, so here we go. This is called Fade. Walking on the edge of silence, following a path of real uncertainty, desperately fighting to stay clear. Through the fog I created an alternate reality. My skin is thin and my heart is human. I found myself in a place that I really didn't want to be. Will I ever be forgiven when I've tread upon these forbidden boundaries? Once I knew exactly what I wanted, but times were different different, no anguish or dreams of being haunted. Fade, fade away, take me from this prison, escape from this place, and make the right decisions. It's hard to trust any people. Every corner awaits a potential enemy. Waking up, I wanna run from the mirror. It's hard to face the person who's looking right back at me. Once I knew exactly what I wanted, but times were different, no anguish or dreams of being haunted. Fade, fade away, take me from this prison, escape from this place, and make the right decision, and make the right decision, and make the right decision. And that's it. Now, of course, in those lyrics and that saying that once I knew exactly what I wanted, I will tell you that that's what I thought. Because again, I was clinging on to that victimhood state, and so I was still writing from that victim mindset. Now, I'm not when I'm telling you this, I'm not sitting here trying to. I don't want you to think that I somehow feel like that makes me what I did, or I feel ashamed or something. No, because it's all part of a learning process, right? The good, the bad, the ugly. It's all of it, and you know, I'm grateful even though I was in that mindset of victimhood. Why? Because I found a way to get away from that and to realize, to see where I was going, and I was on this hamster wheel all the time. And I look at my experiences, the good, the bad, and the ugly, I look at myself and where I am now, and sorry, the light keeps changing in here, but I look at myself where I am now, and I find that, I've had soul growth because I have such a whole different way of looking at things, and I'm still continuing to learn. I'm still human. We all are. And our existence as humans, the human experience, is a constant experience of learning, okay? Learning to expand our souls. So that is my video for today. I don't want to keep dragging it on here. So I thank all of you for checking it out if you've gotten this far in the video, and I send you light, love, peace, happiness, joy, and little light language. Have a beautiful, amazing day, night, wherever you are in the world. Bye, guys.